Hello there. Welcome to my house. So I bought a 3D printer. It's been in this box for a month now. So basically driven by me buying this one, I need to build a new set of cabinets here and finally get rid of the I think this is the last IKEA furniture I have in my house. So that's it. Hopefully I can build it, and one of the things that will be slightly different than my usual builds is that as of right doing this now, my jointer and my planer are going under a bit of maintenance, so I ordered custom helical cutters for them. Still waiting for them to be delivered and installed, so I need to build the cabinets without jointer and planer, so we'll see how it goes. So what to do when you don't have a planer or jointer like I don't have now, because as I mentioned they are undergoing a bit of maintenance. Well, the solution is simple, especially for a cabinet which will be coming to myself. I just bought ready-made panels which I will be using for this build, then I won't be needing jointer or planer. I can do everything I need without them. I think these are probably meant for kitchen countertops or whatever. But I think they will work fine for a cabinet as well, so never tried this style before, so let's try it out.
Then it was time to get working. At this stage I cut most of the pieces slightly oversized, and I will then adjust them later to the final dimensions. For joinery, these are now the bottom and top panels. I decided to go with a simple rabbet or a dado, and it's always a decision. Do I switch my dado stack or do I not? In this case I decided not to, and it took about 18 minutes, so not really sure if it would have been worth it or not.
Alrighty, it's now Sunday, 7 o'clock in the morning. For some reason I woke up very early, so here I am. So yesterday I spent about one and a half hours getting the first cuts, doing these dados that I will be using for the joinery. And with the theme of building this without jointer and planer, keeping things simple and easy, I have few things left to be done before I can move to the glue up. I need to use my router for the back panel, and I think I'll be doing the shelves simply by using a domino, and then I'll just glue the whole thing together at once. So if all goes well, I will be able to get this into glue up today. No idea yet how long it will take, but I'm estimating that the full build for these two cabinets with finish, with everything, can be done in less than 10 hours. We'll see. That's my goal.
To keep things simple and quick, I bought veneered MDF oak obviously as well, and then I just needed to use my router to get the groove done where I can fit it in once it is time for that phase. Then it was time to cut the shelves, and I never trust my measurements with these kind of things where it needs to fit perfectly inside. So I cut it slightly oversized, tried it out, then took a hair off, tried it out again, until I had that perfect fit that I can then use my dominoes to get them glued up. So once I found the perfect fit, I just kept the settings on my table saw and cut all the shelves to the same dimensions. Now these cabinets are fairly big and heavy, so I decided to use the domino to make the glue up easier, but as usual I made a stupid mistake or two and I never hide them, so you will see the stupid things I made and how I fixed them. Watching these videos afterwards is like, sometimes I'm like, what were you thinking about? And here you can see, for some reason I thought that the top panel would just stay there for me to do the dry fit. And obviously it didn't. It fell down, it got a bit of a dent, but that was easy to sand out, so no big issues with this one. And there it goes. Then the second mistake, I still have no idea how it happened, but for whatever reason, on one of the cabinets I did the domino holes in the wrong place. But domino holes are easy to fix, just cut a new piece of wood from the same material, glue them in, and I mean, yeah, they are visible, but it's quite easy to do grain matching and hide them to a level that most people will never see it. Luckily no more mistakes, everything else went fine. It was now time to start gluing them up. And the only tricky part is being alone in the workshop and these cabinets being so big, heavy and long. So always getting the long clamps in is a bit tricky. I got it done, everything fine. And now only few things remaining, obviously sanding them, doing water popping, and I will show why I do the water popping. You will see how the grain is lifted up before the final sanding. Then attaching the back panels, putting finish on, and then it's done. So this is how it looks like before the final sanding after doing the water popping. And you can easily see how the grain is lifted up, so that's why I always do it before the final. For finishing pretty much every single time I use a hard wax oil. Sometimes Rubio, sometimes other brands. In this case I'm using stuff that I have, and it's a product called woodcare.guide worktop wax oil, but essentially the same thing as Rubio. And now, if you remember earlier, I used my router to cut out the groove for the back panel, and here you can see the easy way I decided to put this on. So just put it in, add some screws, and be done with it. Doesn't really show on the video, but these things are heavy, very, very heavy. With help from my friend, we carried them over to my house, and here they are, still empty. And on the next clip I will show how they look like, fully filled up with my normal printer, my 3D printer. Very actively used nowadays. So here they are. Very heavy, very sturdy. But I'm happy. It was a simple build, but it was made for purpose, especially that I could get this 3D printer somewhere. And the next video will be about why did I need a 3D printer, what I'm going to use it for. But that's not the point of this video. So they're here, done without jointer, done without planer. They are very, very sturdy, as I mentioned. I'm happy. Final shots of them filled up in use. As you can see, the printer is running at the same time. If you enjoyed the video, thanks for watching, and as I mentioned, the next one will be about some workshop organization using the 3D printer.